it's not about how hard or how many times you fall, right? We all have struggles, some more than others, but it's about how hard and fast you get back up and keep going. No matter how many steps back, you've taken in your life, always make sure you're taking double the amount forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's fine. That's still progress. Baby steps if you have to. Any progress is progress, right? And some people aren't even moving. They're just staying stagnant. But you always have to get back up. I lost my brother. I've lost my best friend. A lot of people from school died of drugs. I know a lot of active drinkers that are pretty miserable in their life. I've been to rock bottom financially and had a nightmare relationship, put through the ringer, battled depression, anxiety, been out of work. It's not fun. It's not fun. I've been drastically overweight. It's not fun at all. But there are hurdles that you got to get through, and some people don't get through it. They stay overweight their whole life. They stay financially unfit most of their life. And you got to do something. You have to think a year from now. If you're staying stagnant, you're going to be the same way in a year. I'm very proud that I lost all the weight. I built this great financial foundation. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? I quit the nicotine, the alcohol. And some people they don't get there. And the thing is, for me, if I can do it, anyone can do it in any of these topics, okay? Anybody can do it. You just have to really build up that mental strength, discipline, consistency. It's all it is. And it's not easy to do. It's very hard to break your habitual structures, your day ins and day outs, right? Some people, they fall and they don't get up, or they get up very slowly, which there's nothing wrong with that either. But you gotta crush through these walls, these barriers. You have to rewire your brain to think differently. Okay? I still battle negativity. I still have a negative aspect to me, and I want to, by next year at this time, I want to really shift into being more positive in general and just not getting as frustrated with things. That's my battle right now. I've conquered all the rest, you know what I mean? Those are things I need to work on. And if it's weight loss, do the gym thing, man. Watch your eating, portions, intermittent fasting. It's just, if your weight's bothering you, you have to take the steps to cut the weight, right? It'll help your mental health. It'll make you more confident. And there's many ways to do it. You have to give up some things to gain some things, right? If you're tired of smoking all the time and spending your money into cigarettes or vape or weed, whatever it is, you have to take the steps to alleviate yourself of that. And it sucks. It sucks giving a substance up. It's not easy. Especially like nicotine, when it's very physically addictive. It's very hard. I've been through it. It's now that I'm off of it, like time eases all this stuff, man. The more time you have, there's bouts where I'm like, man, it'd be nice to vape, but I will not go through nic withdrawal again, and I do not want to have to buy the stuff and maintenance it, ever again. Alcoholism, not having to have an absorbent amount of drinks on the weekend. It's very relieving not being stuck in that perpetual routine of obsessively thinking on it Fridays and then doing it and then going a week or two and doing it again in this perpetual loop. It's been very freeing. Taking that money and putting it into other things I want, assets, investments, saving it. I've talked a lot about just saving your money and like how these vices will just eat your wealth up. Just overcoming these things. It's great in itself, but it's not easy. It's very hard and difficult. But that's what makes it so rewarding, I can't fathom. Even when I did smoke nicotine, I bought it wholesale. And once they started increasing the tax rate on it and all the bans were threatening to ban it and all this from like the counterfeit weed carts and all that stuff that happened. The prices were going up and that helped me give it up too. But I was overall just tired of it and like just having to puff a vape all the time. And I couldn't imagine having to, go and buy a pack or two of cigarettes a day, every day, or even a pack every 2 or 3 days. I couldn't imagine that. And just having to get to the next one. I'm over that, man. And I'm glad I'm out of it. I don't miss it. Sometimes I'll miss the flavor of the vapes. There's something to do. It's the oral fixation. That's half of it. That's why I drink coffee the way I do. And I try to drink a lot of water. It's an oral fixation. That's half of the addiction when it comes to nicotine. But getting off topic. I was reaching for a vape that wasn't there weeks after quitting. That's how perpetual it was for years, It's probably the same way for people that smoke, like that movement. But I'm glad I'm rid of it. I am. I'm very glad. Saves all that money. All that money I can't have back, but look at all the money I've saved now. But, yeah. You always got to get back up. And people, they see that. It builds your character. Don't matter. Your past is irrelevant, like the embarrassing things, the failures. It's irrelevant. It's about today and the future, right? Don't dwell on the past. I've made many mistakes, but it's made me who I am, right? I built that character, that foundation. A lot of people, they see their failures and they curl up into a fetal position and just, woe is me, You can't do that. You have to keep trucking along. And it's wild. It's wild that people give up. And I was there. I've been in that position where I've given up. And it's not fun. It's not fun when your finances get bad, your addictions get bad, everything like that. Doesn't help you. It's like a perpetual loop you're stuck in. But, people are going to be people. There's always going to be people that are overly negative, toxic, self-absorbed. All you can really do, because I still struggle with this, they trigger me. I get angry over it. Lazy people. You just got to let them dwell in their misery. Let them dwell in their negativity. Because they're stuck in that rut. And if they don't get out of it, they're going to live a miserable life. So that's one of my many goals left. It's just being more positive and not letting the small stuff affect me, things that I can't control, other people's actions and reactions, just to negate it and let it be what it is. That's something I have a hard time with it. I'm sure you can relate. Like sometimes my emotions just go from 0 to 100, and especially anger, which I've talked about. And it's something I need to alleviate. And that's my goal. You know, I'm conscious of it. I'm aware of it. And that is what it is. And some people will never get out of that rut. There's people in their 50s and 60s they have nothing. They're living at the bar, or they're not really being productive. And to each their own. Like, you know, it's like that saying, people aren't really living, they're just existing. And it's sad. And I was one of those individuals at one time, and I'm not anymore. Like, I'm trying to get high off of life, you know, and what it has to offer. And I hope you do the same. And this video has some edits in it. Some noisy stuff went down. So sorry about that. It's the first one I've like edited a little bit. But yeah, love yous and take it easy.